You won 4 gold medals at the Senior National Aquatic Championship in Guwahati, and you also won 2 bronze. So that is 6 medals in one single tournament. Like that's a huge deal, and the amount of effort that you would have put in, I'm sure you would be very, very satisfied and very happy with whatever result you got.
I mean, I'm happy, but I mean, this is not the end point. This competition in Guwahati, I take it as a training racing practice because the larger focus here is national games, which is 2 weeks later. I know where I stand now, and I know, what all mistakes I've made and what kind of a form I'm in. Yeah, I'm gonna be better and faster at national games. So
Okay.
not yet satisfied.
You became the first female swimmer to be participating at the Tokyo Olympics, and obviously it was must be a great experience for you. But if you could go back to your Tokyo performance and also go back to your qualification to Tokyo, how it went for you, and what were the takeaways for you participating at Tokyo?
So I'll begin with, I'll tell you something about the qualification process. So I had my qualifiers in Belgrade, Serbia. That was in the month of June, and before that, our country was hit by the second wave of COVID. So all the pools were shut again, and it was a big challenge to train in the pool. Even I got COVID in the month of April, so I was out for good 1.5, 2 weeks, I had to get back. Although it was not severe at all, but it was COVID, so it kind of took a little toll on me. But nevertheless, I got back into training, and then we'd actually secretly train. We got permission, and the three of us would train at the pool. So it was a bit challenging. The qualification happened in Serbia, and I made it, and I was extremely happy. When I touched the wall and I saw the time, I knew I had made it. So that was something really special. And the first thing that I told my mom, because it was a very expensive trip, we had to stay in a hotel before coming to Belgrade, and moms are like, I wanted my mom to be there, so mom's trip and everything, it was quite expensive. So the first thing that I came out and I told my mom was, all the expenses are worth it now, so I don't feel as bad as. So I was quite happy, and then I got back into training to for Tokyo. Quite overwhelming, but my coach had already told me that don't let the whole circus get to you. You have to be focused, and you can't be intimidated, or you can't be overconfident. You have to find a middle ground somewhere and stick through that, throughout the competition. I did get a little intimidated by all the world class swimmers, who walked in on the pool deck, and we'd be sharing the same lanes, training with them. But then after a point, I thought that, even I'm here, so I'm one of them, so I should behave like that, so as to, I don't get intimidated, because that's not a good feeling to have. So I found that middle ground for me, and then I was okay. Although on the race day I did get a little nervous, and I went on an overthinking down spiral. So that did affect my performance. So the one big takeaway is to keep your head strong, cut out the noise, and not get overwhelmed. Just how to be excited, focused, and be calm at the same time.
Like, you started swimming at the age of 7. So if you could go back, like what inspired you to take up such a competitive sport? It's a very, very competitive sport with just milli and microseconds actually making the huge difference of a medal and not a medal. So like, what inspired you to take up a sport like this, and how did you manage to do it, convince your parents to actually support you and let you get into something like this?
At 7, when I started swimming, I was put in a learn to swim batch, only for the reason that I'd come out and eat properly after spending some time in the water. Like, we didn't decide that we'll take up competitive swimming, because swimming is a very physically demanding sport, and I come from a Gujarati family, so what can a dal dhokla eating body can do in a sport like swimming? So this is, I still make fun of it, but yeah, this is true. And so yeah, but I took like one day at a time. I'd enjoy swimming. I loved being in the water, and not to brag, but I was a bit of a natural. I picked it up very quickly, and I was enjoying at the same time. That's the most important thing, and my parents saw that, so I did not have any convincing to do. So like, a lot of people advised my parents that if she really likes it, then you can give it a shot at competitive swimming and see how far you can go. So in 2010, when I was 10 years old, we opted for competitive swimming, and even back then we were not thinking of any Olympics or any nationals. We were just taking one day at a time, a year as it comes. And in 2013 was actually when I became the fastest and youngest female backstroker of the country, is when I started taking my sport very seriously. I started prioritizing it. I started thinking like, okay, I do have a future in this sport.
You are associated with Engine, and they are one of your talent management companies. So if you could go through how much of a help and a support they provided you during your training, during your preparations for the top international events, and also for the upcoming national games.
I've been associated with Engine for the last 1 year now, and I think they are a team of great people, very enthusiastic young people who really, really want to do something exceptional in the field of sports, especially especially for women in sports. And they are one of a kind, because no other organization solely focuses on women. Like, they only support women athletes, which I highly appreciate, and I'm glad to be a part of Engine family.
Also, who is your coach, and under whom are you training currently, and since how long, if you could tell?
I'm currently, I'm coached by Mr. Nihar Amin. He's a Dronacharya awardee in swimming, and I've been training with him for the last 1.5 years. Although I was with him for a couple of months in 2014, but since I had my school and everything, I had to go back to my hometown. So because he's based out of Bangalore, so now I have made Bangalore my training base, and I'm here since the last 1.5 years.
In terms of qualifying standards and your timing, like where do you stand vis-a-vis international events like Olympic qualification? Like, you already qualified once, so which are the specific events that you are actually focusing on for the next Olympics 2024 Paris?
Technically speaking, very, very honestly speaking, I'm quite far behind as of now. The times that I clock right now are quite far away. If I have to be in the finals of the Olympics, I have to clock a 101, so I have to drop an additional of 1.5 seconds in my 100 meters backstroke. But I also believe that it is very much doable. I believe in my potential, and I believe in the training that I'm getting here by my coach. So if all goes well, I should be clocking that time by next year. So I'm really working hard to get in that zone, and to the 101 zone for the 100 meters backstroke. So that's the goal as of now to achieve.
In the national games, how much of a springboard it might provide to you in terms of boosting your confidence levels and all for the next set of events that you are thinking of undertaking or going for?
Quite a bit, because national games is I guess the last event for the year. So number one, I'm really looking forward to end this year on a good note. So I'm really looking forward to some good times. And second of all, I believe in the training that I have done in the last couple of months. So I believe that I'll perform very well, and from here we'll see what errors and mistakes I've made and what to do to get faster and better. So yeah, it's gonna be great. So looking forward to that.
Any message for the younger girls that aspire to take up swimming as a career and also try to get into a competitive swimming? What will be your message to those girls?
To all the girls who want to be a part of competitive swimming, one is, if I can do it, so can you. And you know, whatever sport that you choose, or whatever field it is that you are in, I think it's very, very important to love what you do and to enjoy the process of pursuing that. Otherwise, you're not gonna achieve anything. Like, it's very, very important to first religiously work hard in the process and enjoy the process. So yeah, these are the two things that I want everyone to keep in mind.
Thanks so much, Mana. It was lovely interacting with you, and hope to interact with you again when you win more accolades for the country and make the country proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time chatting with you too.